Welcome back. Event goers may soon have the option of participating in social events if they are fully vaccinated. That's because the Ministry of Health is pursuing incentivizing the national COVID-19 vaccination campaign. Countries across the globe have been offering incentives to increase their vaccination rates, all in an attempt to reach population immunity.
While the beginning stages of the COVID-19 vaccine campaign saw a high turnout of people receiving their vaccines, the rollout has begun to slow. Over 26,000 individuals have received their first dose, and over 17,000 have received both doses. As countries seek to inoculate at least 70% of their population, they are using tactics to incentivize individuals to take the jab. St. Lucia has noticed the trend and is currently in talks with relevant stakeholders to see how best incentives will work. The Chief Medical Officer spoke on the discussions currently being held.
We have met with Events St. Lucia looking at the opening up of events, and that's one of the incentives in terms of allowing an increased number of activities for fully vaccinated persons. So this is one of the strategies. The Chamber and the tourism sector, they have put a plan in place together with Events, and we are hoping to meet them this week to discuss an incentive program so persons can get added benefits, I should say, because we know the vaccine prevents you from developing severe forms of disease, hospitalization, and death. But added incentives for social activities, added incentives in terms of other services that persons can access when they're fully vaccinated. We are working with the private sector to incorporate this into our immunization campaign.
While the Ministry of Health continues to strengthen its COVID-19 response, vaccinations remain critical to ending the more severe forms of the disease as well as death.
Immunization and vaccines continue to be one of the most effective public health measures in managing infectious disease. So we are really asking the public to get vaccinated. Encourage your family, your friends, your co-workers. The sooner we get to at least 70%, it means our population will be a lot safer from the more severe forms of COVID-19, especially given the implications of the new variants.
9.4% of the population is fully vaccinated. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
The St. Lucia Civil Service Association says it continues to be on the lookout to ensure its membership does not get exploited in this ever-changing world of work. The president of the CSA says the association notes with concern the widespread complaints from workers regarding unfair work practices forced upon them, with COVID-19 being the excuse from employers to enforce exploitive conditions of work.
Over the last year, there have been numerous complaints that employers have been using the COVID-19 pandemic as an excuse to exploit workers. As the world continues to navigate the challenges presented and exacerbated by the pandemic, the St. Lucia Civil Service Association says it continues to be on the lookout for discrepancies in the workplace in order to safeguard the rights of workers. President of the CSA, Cyprian Montrop, says workers will not be felt to the whim and fancies of unscrupulous employers.
We are taking stock and paying attention to the actions of employers who themselves are making alternative working arrangements as part of the new norm. The future of work involves, among other things, an accelerated use of remote working arrangements, e-commerce, and automation. The CSA and its members must adapt to these changes in order to survive.
The association on Sunday celebrated 70 years in existence. Montrop says this is an organization that has had to stand the test of time and has seen and conquered many challenges. He has urged government and all other employment entities to ensure they are people-centric, particularly given the continued challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The need to put people over profit. The need to promote the ideals of the Sustainable Development Goals. We must remain vigilant. We must continue to advocate against precarious work. The time has come when contract employment should be employee-driven rather than employer imposition. Colleagues, the fight continues, and we must do our best to expect the best. This means there is need for us to continue to educate ourselves. We need to develop all our members, especially young workers. We need to ensure that there is gender balance, pay equity, to name a few.
Unions say ensuring a fair industrial climate must be on the front burner, not just for unions but the Labour Department, given its mandate to ensure compliance to the labour laws. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us.